Hello everyone, in this video you'll see how you can prepare the activity codes and export them to Primavera by using the SDK Magic Tool. This will be the video number 11 in this group of videos, and we will use the SQLite database. You can also use Oracle database or SQL Server when you select any of them. From the main menu, select Dictionary, and you will find this option Global Activity Codes. Let us first import the activity codes in this database. This is our database. Okay, let us import its global activity codes. As you see, we have no activity codes in this database. When we go to Primavera and open the activity codes, as you see, we have no activity codes in this database, and we will prepare some of them to learn how you can use SDK Magic Tool. We can start to prepare these activity codes from scratch, or we can import some of these activity codes from another database and export them to our database. Let us select another database, for example this database, and let us import its global activity codes. As you see, we have now these activity codes as if we had prepared them. First of all, we remove the numbers in the first column because these numbers will be set by the SDK Magic Tool for our new database. And when you prepare these activity codes from scratch, there are some simple rules. You will start with the code type, and then in the next rows you will fill in all of its values. As you see, this code type has these two values, and then leave one row blank and start with the second code type and all of its values, and then leave another row blank and start with the next code type and all of its values, and so on until you finish with all of your activity types and activity codes. Here will be the length of the code type, and this will be in this column the order that you need to be displayed in Primavera. Let us export these activity codes to Primavera by using this option from the export menu, global activity codes, and we will go to our database. This is our database. Okay, export to this database. As you see, it's very fast and flexible to use the SDK Magic Tool. Now we have these activity codes in our database, and these numbers are the numbers in this database, and these numbers have been set by the SDK Magic Tool. Let us import these global activity codes. We have more than 90 activity codes in this database, and when we go to Primavera to check these modifications, first let us refresh data to get the new updates, and then open the activity codes. As you see now, we have these activity codes. As you see, let us change the filter, all values. As you see, we have now these code types with all of its values. In one step, we have exported all of these activity codes to Primavera. You can use also the SDK Magic Tool to modify any of these values, or to add more values for any of these code types, and so on. You can also change the maximum length of the code values, and so on. When you delete some of these activity codes, if you change this N to Y for the code type, it will be deleted with all of its values. But when you change the n of any value, it will be only deleted from the database, and the other values will be saved in the database. For example, in order to check this option, let us remove, we will remove all of these code types. For example, as you see, let us export this new data. We will get a warning message, yes, delete. Now all of these values have been deleted. Let us import activity codes again. As you see, we have now only these activity codes. You can change any of these values. For example, let us change this to these values in order to check how you can use the SDK Magic Tool. As you see now, this is stage 8. Export these new updates. Okay, let us import them again. As you see, we have the modifications have been done. Let us go to Primavera to check these updates. Okay, let us go to Primavera and refresh data. Activity codes. As you see, we have now only these 4 activity code types, and the values have been modified to the new names, as you see, 111 and so on. It's very easy and very fast to use the SDK Magic Tool to prepare and export the activity codes, and then to add any new activity code values or modify their names. Thank you and goodbye.